John, let's start with the main event. Let's work our way down, man.
No, dude, like you said, it's a rematch. And it's a rematch that I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about, people going, oh, it's one that, no one wanted to make the first fight. And why would they want to make the second fight? And it's like, have you lost your minds? Why would you not want to see a second fight? Yeah, the first fight was more technical and it was fought in a way that you could see both guys absolutely respected the skill sets of the other. I do think that you're going to see more out of this second matchup than you did in the first one. I think you're going to, I think Alex Pereira understands my output was not anywhere near what it normally is, and I need to up that. And, if he doesn't up it, he's going to end up in the same position he was in the first one, where Ankalaev, I believe, is looking at his game plan that he had in the first one. It worked well, and it was smart, and part of it was the pressure that he put. Can he put that same pressure back on to Pereira and make him have a problem with his output? Ankalaev, we know that he can wrestle. He doesn't seem to want to do it a lot. He likes the stand-up. And no matter what, you've got to admit, the guy is good in the stand-up. It's not like, oh, he's a great wrestler and he's a shitty stand-up guy, but he wants to throw hands. No, his stand-up is really good. And he is an accomplished striker. He's an accomplished grappler. He's just good all the way around. But both of these guys have the power and the ability to put the other guy to sleep anytime during this fight. So when you have a fight that you look at and you go, man, either guy can win. It's not like it's there's no doubt in my mind one's going to win over the other. I can't say that in this fight. This is an absolute, I'm going to say Ankalaev is the favorite, but there at any moment, all it takes is one from Alex Pereira to change the course of the fight or to end the fight. So either guy can win this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got the punchy power of Alex, and Ankalaev's got power as well. He's also someone that, look, most of the people, you and I both have sat up here and complained about the fact that he doesn't utilize his wrestling enough. That means that a majority of his fights he's won by doing what? By standing with some of the top guys.
That's it.
And so to think that he can't stand with Alex is just ridiculous. He stood the first time. He did threaten a couple, I think 1 or 2 takedowns throughout the fight, and they were kind of like half-assed just to keep him thinking about the takedown. I almost feel like he listens to the podcast and is thinking to himself, hey, Josh always says just threaten it and it'll be just fine. Well, he proved that in his last fight. He threatened it a little bit and now he's just fine.
And you got to be honest. Look, on the ground, he's not a submission guy. He's never had a submission.
Yeah.
He's not won one fight by submission, but he's got a whole lot of knockouts.
No, absolutely. I think he's just someone that he can put the pressure on. He can land big shots. He just fights a very smart fight. That's one thing he does very well. Yeah. And I think in that first fight, he did a very good job of keeping Alex guessing. He kept him on his heels, and he made him fight a very unorthodox fight. He wasn't sure if he was going to wrestle. He changed levels a lot. He threw a couple kicks here and there, and then he realized, like, I can just throw straight right down the pipe. Alex throws a kind of a lot of loopy shots. And what I mean by loopy is even though they're very technical and they're very tight, they're still circular. They're not straight down the pipe. So he throws the overhand right a little bit. He throws the left hook really well, obviously. But they're not, I guess they're not fast, and they sometimes are straight, sometimes they're not. They're just, what's the word I'm looking for? He is getting a little bit older. He still has all the technique and the power, but Ankalaev is a little bit younger and throws straighter shots. So those are the little tiny things. You can be this better striker. You can mix things up a little bit better. But Ankalaev has a little bit of that youth on his side, and also too just feeling it right now. And that's where I'm leaning towards Ankalaev, and I know it's easy to do that because he won the first fight. Most people will do that. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for the reasons that I've seen inside the cage. Is that I think if Ankalaev threatens the takedowns just a tiny bit, it'll start to make Alex do exactly what he did last time. Yeah. It will slow the output of his strikes out or down. And when that happens, you're going to end up with Ankalaev potentially taking over the fight again.
Yeah. It's one of those, you can look at age. Age is, it has something to do with things when you look at it. Ankalaev's still young. He's 32, 33 years of age.
I think so, yeah.
So, 33. Pereira is 38 now.
Pushing maybe 39.
Yeah, coming up. But, the one thing that always scares me about Alex, and I always see it, he's always sparring people. and sometimes it's not good sparring.
No.
I'm like, dude, you don't need to spar like that. But hey, he knows what's good for him. But he takes a lot of shots at times, and I look at that and it's like, ugh. But like I said, he has the power to put Ankalaev out. He does. He's just got to get that power on target. And like you said, the speed factor, I think he is slowing down a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. And that always makes it harder to get that power onto that target where you want it. You can throw the punch at the right time, and it just doesn't get there quite at the same speed and velocity as before. And so it doesn't have the same effect.
So here's the thing in sparring. When you're sparring, you feel like you can take those shots because they're 12-ounce gloves. Or 16-ounce gloves. You're feeling like you can take those shots. In the fight, you're wearing 4-ounce gloves. Big difference. Okay. Yeah. You're also able to protect yourself a little bit more because the gloves are so big at 16 ounces. They graze off the glove. They don't hit you clean. All of those things happen.
That's if you keep your hands up.
That's if you keep your hands up. He doesn't do that very often.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
And let's not pretend like he's also sparring with like really good boxers, kickboxers, all of those things. Every time I've seen him spar, he's sparring with someone who's a professional boxer who's got who's got a lot of talent.
Yep.
So I see all of those things. But we go back to what I was talking about the speed, is he was able to get away with his speed differences when he fought other fighters because he was so good at keeping range. That's what a good striker does. He's very good at keeping himself just slightly outside of range because he feels your speed. He sees it. He feels it a little bit. And then he actually can adjust by sliding the back foot in and out, make you miss. And then he comes back right away with a counter. I'm just not sure if the speed is enough for him to counter anymore, even if he's slightly outside of the range. And that's when you start to notice those little differences of when he's getting hit a little bit more than he should. That, and then you add that other split second delay of thinking, is he going to throw a punch or is he going to shoot? Those two things, like you only need a second, maybe two, a second and a half. It's kind of in that mix of, okay, do I take a step back and get outside of the range of the strike, or do I lower my level and go right into the punch, kind of, to try to drop my weight and dig the underhooks?
Yeah.
So those are the things that we're gonna see right off the bat. Is he gonna come out and throw careless because he's like, last time I was clammed up, I didn't let my punches go, and apparently there was some injury and all this other stuff. Like, how much different is he now? And I've noticed that he's not on social media as much. He never really did much on social media except just post pictures of him being stoic, which was great. Everyone loved it. They ate it up. I was one of the, I loved it. I love watching him just be that person because it's fun to watch him fight. I'm not going to take anything away from him. No. I just do get concerned that Ankalaev may have his number threatening the takedowns and the straight shots and the punches, and younger and more youthful and a little bit more speed. That kind of will slow Alex down a little bit more because of the wrestling and the potential of the straight punches. So I'm leaning towards Ank, but I got to be honest, John, it is a fight. And when someone out like Alex has the power that he has, I mean, it only takes one shot.
That's it. So either man can win. So that's when it's a great fight.
Element, the best hydration drink in the business. I had citrus earlier today. It's actually fantastic. And now they're making the lemonade salt in the can. Cannot wait. So if you guys use that link down below in the descriptions, they'll send you a bonus package for every single purchase. That's compliments of the Weighing In podcast. So hope you guys enjoy that.